Hello everyone. When solving data sufficiency questions, you must try to avoid calculations as much as possible. When the data sufficiency question asks for a value, they are asking you to determine if you can calculate a value, not to actually solve all the way through and get the value. And most of the time, you can answer the question without actually calculating all the way through. Not 100% of the time, but most of the time. So avoid calculating as much as possible. If you have to, then you have to. Welcome to solution to question number 483 on Official Guide to GMAT 2022. This question also exists in other GMAT guides. Hence, you should look for question number DS13857. This is a difficult level questions, and we are going to talk about why it is difficult, what makes it difficult, and how to get unstuck, because people do not make mistakes on this question but get stuck and move on, or do not know how to proceed and hence move on by marking an incorrect answer. So let's get started. We are going to jump straight into the solution of this one. We are given very little information in the question. It is given to be a right angle triangle with hypotenuse of 10, and we are asked the parameter, which is x plus y, where x and y are the legs of the right triangle, or height and base of the right angle, as you wish. You can also call them a and b plus h, up to you. H is the hypotenuse, so we already know one part of the perimeter, which is 10. So we need to basically find this quantity, x plus y. What is the sum of the other two sides? Now, most people usually get stuck in statement number A. So we are going to talk about statement number B first. So we are going to talk about statement number B. It is very straightforward, and from there we are going to solve statement number A. So statement number 2 is given that the two legs are equal. So x is equal to y is given to us, and we are also given the hypotenuse is 10. What that means is x square plus y square is given to be 100, which is the square of the hypotenuse. And since they are equal, we know that the equation would transform into this, leading into x is equal to root 50, which is also equal to y. So we know x, we know y, we already know the hypotenuse. We can find the perimeter of the triangle. As I said in the starting, we don't have to calculate the actual perimeter. Just know that we can find the value of the perimeter, and that is good enough. So that means statement 2 is sufficient to answer the question. We have figured out that at least one of the statements is sufficient. Now let's look at statement number 1. So there is a little bit of a burden on statement number 1. First of all, it is not very intuitive. Second, if it were sufficient, it has to follow the exact same value pattern that number 2 followed. This is by design for GMAT questions. So if you are getting 1 as sufficient also, you should get the same values as you got in number 2, and that is a good way to check if you are going in the right direction. However, here the problem is not that people are making a mistake in calculation, because calculations are fairly straightforward. The problem is a lot of people get stuck in solving this one and just make an assumption that it is insufficient because they cannot move forward. So let's quickly take a look at what is given and what we need to find. So we are given two things here. We are already given the hypotenuse, which means x square plus y square equal to 100. We already used this equation here, so it is not new to us. We are also given the area of the triangle is 25. Area of a right angle triangle is nothing but half multiplied by the product of the two legs, which is given to be 25, which implies x and y is equal to 50. Now this is where the getting stuck happens. You're given x square plus y square and you're given xy. How do you move forward? This is where a little bit of practice and pattern recognition comes into the play. And here is how. We know that a square plus b square and ab are related in some ways. And how are they related? A square plus b square plus 2ab results in a plus b squared, and a square plus b square, minus 2ab results in a minus b whole square. So if we are given the sum of squares of two numbers and also their product, from there you can calculate their sum or their difference depending on what you want to calculate. In this case, we want to calculate their sum, which means we are going to multiply xy with 2 to get to x plus y whole square. Let's see how that looks. So x square plus y square plus 2 times xy equals 100. This value is 100 plus this value, which will also be 100, equal to x plus y whole square. I can rewrite this side of the quantity as x plus y whole square, just like this identity here, which equals to 200. So x plus y equals root of 200. Very straightforward so far once you understand how to get unstuck at that level. Since you know the value of x plus y, you already know the hypotenuse, you can calculate the perimeter. You don't have to go into any more details. You know that this is going to be sufficient. I'm going to take one step further just to make sure that you understand that these two values are not very different, right? So here we get x plus y equals 2 root 50 because each x and y was root 50, and here you're getting x plus y equal to root of 200, which is nothing but 50 multiplied by 4, which is 2 root 50 also. So in GMAT, usually when you get both statements as sufficient, the value they both yield should be same. This is not a constraint of data sufficiency as such, but a constraint or a trick in all the GMAT questions that you are going to solve. If statement 1 was not sufficient, for example, then this would not have applied. Okay, so yes, so statement 1 is also sufficient to answer the question, and hence the answer to this question is D. Both statements are sufficient to answer the question individually. I hope you liked this video and found it helpful. Please do not forget to press the like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Thank you. All the best with your prep.